Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellencies, Ms. Iman al-Dosari, President Professor Riyadh Hamza, and esteemed guests. Good morning. I would like to welcome you to the Royal University for Women. We are honored to host the official launch of the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor GEM Bahrain National Report 2025 and the Special Report on Women's Entrepreneurship. These reports provide invaluable insights into the entrepreneurial landscape in Bahrain. Before we begin, please all rise for the national anthem.
الشريعة والعروبة والقيم عاشت مملكة البحرين بلد الكرام أهل السلام دستورها عالي المكانة والمقام ميثاقها نهج الشريعة والعروبة والقيم عاشت مملكة البحرين
Please help me invite Professor Riyadh Hamza, President of the Royal University for Women, for his welcoming remarks.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، السيدات والسادة، الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يشرفني ويسعدني أن أرحب بكم جميعا في رحاب الجامعة الملكية للبنات بمناسبة الإطلاق الرسمي لكل من التقرير الوطني لريادة الأعمال في مملكة البحرين لعام 2025 والتقرير الخاص بريادة الأعمال للمرأة، واللذين تم إعدادهما بجهود الجامعة الملكية للبنات وبدعم كريم من وزارة الصناعة والتجارة الموقرة. ويطيب لي في مستهل كلمتي أن أرفع أسمى آيات الشكر والامتنان لسعادة الأستاذة إيمان الدوسري وكيلة وزارة الصناعة والتجارة على تشريفها هذا الحفل بحضورها الكريم، وإنما قدمته الوزارة من رعاية كريمة ودعم متواصل كان له الأثر البالغ في إنجاز هذه الدراسة الوطنية الرائدة، انسجاماً مع المبادرات النوعية التي تطلع بها الوزارة في تعزيز بيئة ريادة الأعمال بالمملكة. ولا يفوتني في هذا المقام أن أؤكد بأن ما تحقق من إنجازات ما كان ليرى النور لولا الرعاية السامية والدعم اللامحدود من حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة عاهل البلاد المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه، والذي أولى قطاع ريادة الأعمال مكانة خاصة ضمن رؤيته الطموحة لمستقبل المملكة. كما نثمن عالياً الدعم المتواصل من صاحبة السمو الملكي الأميرة سبيكة بنت إبراهيم آل خليفة قرينة جلالة الملك المعظم رئيسة المجلس الأعلى للمرأة، التي ما فاتت تؤكد دور المرأة البحرينية الريادي وتعمل على تمكينها للمساهمة الفاعلة في مسيرة التنمية الوطنية الشاملة. لقد عمل فريق البحث في الجامعة الملكية للبنات بكل تفان وإخلاص على مدى العامين الماضيين ليقدم هذا المشروع الوطني بالصورة التي تليق بمكانة البحرين وريادتها، ويسعدنا أن تكون الجامعة المبادرة والممولة والراعية لهذا الجهد العلمي. ويشرفني أن أعلن بأن البحرين حققت إنجازاً مشرفاً بحلولها في المرتبة السابعة من بين 56 اقتصاداً عالمياً في مؤشر السياق الوطني لريادة الأعمال، وهو إنجاز يعكس قوة السياسات الوطنية ومتانة البنية التحتية وثراء البيئة الثقافية والاجتماعية الداعمة لريادة الأعمال في وطننا العزيز. وقد أظهرت نتائج المؤشر أن البحرين تجاوزت المعدل العالمي في 10 ركائز من أصل 13، وحصلت أعلى الدرجات في مجال البنية التحتية المادية والمعايير الثقافية والاجتماعية، الأمر الذي يدل على أن المملكة لا تواكب فقط التطورات العالمية بل تتفوق في العديد من المجالات. كما يسعدنا أن التقرير الخاص بريادة الأعمال للمرأة قد قدم رؤى رائدة، حيث كشف أن 57% من نساء البحرين يعتزمن إطلاق مشاريعهن الخاصة خلال السنوات الثلاث المقبلة، وهو معدل يفوق نسبة الرجال. وإنه لفخر لنا في الجامعة الملكية للبنات أن نكون في طليعة المؤسسات التي تعنى بتمكين المرأة من خلال توفير تعليم نوعي في مجال ريادة الأعمال يزود الطالبات بالمعرفة والمهارات والثقة اللازمة لقيادة المستقبل الاقتصادي للمملكة. ويسعدني كذلك أن أعلن أن الجامعة الملكية للبنات ستواصل قيادة مشروع المرصد العالمي لريادة الأعمال جم في العام المقبل، حرصاً على بناء قاعدة بيانات متسقة على مر الأعوام، وأدعو شركائنا إلى الانضمام إلينا في هذه المسيرة الطموحة. وفي الختام لا يسعني إلا أن أتوجه بخالص الشكر والتقدير إلى وزارة الصناعة والتجارة ومجلس التنمية الاقتصادي وتمكين وفريق البحث في الجامعة الملكية للبنات على جهودهن المتميزة. إنما تحقق اليوم يجسد أسمى معاني الالتزام بالتميز الأكاديمي والرؤية الوطنية وروح التعاون البناء خدمة لمستقبل مملكة البحرين الزاهر. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Professor Hamza. If you can kindly join us back on stage. We have reached a truly special moment in our program, the official signing and online launch of the reports. Please join me in welcoming Her Excellency Ms. Iman al-Dosari, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, onto the stage for this significant event. Thank you. Please stay on stage to present the trophies of appreciation to the RUW Bahrain National GEM research team and the contributing authors. First, I would like to invite Ms. Sheikh Al-Fadl, Director of the SMEs Development at the Ministry of Industry and Commerce in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Now, I would like to invite our dedicated RUW Bahrain National Research Team one by one, starting with Dr. Ra'ad al-Nimr. Dr. Kristal Kumer. Dr. Nihal al-Najjar. Mr. Jalal Nasir. Mr. Jalal Nasir. Dr. Fajr Danish. Dr. Sumaya Hashim. Dr. Rania Nafi. She couldn't be here with us, as well as Sheikh Adwa al-Khalifa. We would also like to thank Her Excellency Ms. Iman al-Dosari, the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. Thank you all for your effort and commitment. We kindly invite all of you back to the stage for a group photo. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the panelists and the Bahrain GEM National Research Team for their contributions to the GEM National Report and the Bahrain Women Entrepreneurship Report 2025. We also thank all attendees and especially Her Excellency Ms. Iman al-Dosari for attending and being part of this significant event. We invite you to join us for networking over coffee and refreshments. We will call you back after 10 minutes for the panel discussion. Panel members, please come onto the stage. We will start the panel discussion in 2 minutes. Please all be seated for the panel discussion that will begin shortly. The second part of the event is to have a panel discussion on the insights from the GEM Bahrain 2025 reports. Please help me welcome Dr. Ra'ad al-Nimr, Dean of the College of Business and Law, for his opening remarks.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's both a great honor and a privilege to stand before you today to celebrate a milestone of national significance, the launch of the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor GEM Bahrain, which firmly positions the Kingdom of Bahrain among the leading nations regionally and internationally in the fields of entrepreneurship and innovation. This achievement did not come by chance, but is the outcome of sustained and collective efforts by all our partners to build an integrated ecosystem that inspires initiative and nurtures ambitions. This occasion assumes a particular importance with the release of the special report of women's entrepreneurship, which underscores the pivotal role of Bahrain women. The report confirms that Bahrain outperforms its regional counterparts in women's participation in entrepreneurial activity, both at the stage of establishment and in sustaining and growing enterprises. These remarkable results reflect the awareness, determination, and capabilities of Bahrain women, civilization heritage, and as a testament to the wise vision of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Kingdom of Bahrain. May Allah protect him, who has consistently championed progress and innovation, and the unwavering support of Her Royal Highness Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, wife of the King and President of the Supreme Council for Women, whose pioneering efforts have elevated the status of Bahrain women and ensured their effective participation in national development. At the Royal University for Women, we take great pride in upholding this vision. The empowerment of women and the strengthening of their role in sustainable development are fundamental to our mission. We are deeply committed to advancing scientific research, fostering strong partnership, and equipping our students with their knowledge and skills to compete with confidence both regionally and globally. We take immense pride that our academic mission is rooted in this principle: advance women through education and knowledge so that they may be active partners in decision-making and influential voices in shaping the future of our economy and society. Indeed, we firmly believe that investing in women's education is the most valuable and sustainable investment, one that yields immeasurable benefits for families, communities, and the nation as a whole. What truly distinguishes Bahrain in this sphere is its ability to harmonize supportive government policies, progressive legislative frameworks, and an open and forward-looking social culture. This unique alignment makes the kingdom an ideal environment for entrepreneurship and innovation. For this reason, it's imperative that universities, research centers, and economic institutions continue to collaborate so that these promising indicators are translated into tangible projects. Thriving startups and success stories that proudly bear Bahrain name on the global stage. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are not only celebrating an achievement, we are reaffirming a shared vision for the future that Bahrain shall become a global hub for entrepreneurship and innovation driven by talent and determination of its people and strengthened by dynamic partnership between academia, the private sector, and civil society. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Raed. I would like to invite Dr. Kustal Kumer, the head of the Women's Research Center at the Royal University for Women, for her remarks.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our dear entrepreneurs, it is both an honor and privilege to stand here today in my capacity as founding head of the Women's Research Center at the Royal University for Women for this important event, which marks the Kingdom of Bahrain's first participation in the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor study and the launch of the special report on women's entrepreneurship. The Royal University for Women Women's Research Center initiated, led, and funded this national endeavor in close collaboration with the fantastic team at the College of Business and Law, reflecting our commitment to evidence-based research that advance national priorities. Alongside this pioneering entrepreneurship study, our center has also launched other significant initiatives in other fields, underscoring a broader vision to explore and elevate research in the kingdom and make sure that evidence-based policymaking is advanced across key sectors of society. In today's speech, I want to take a moment to acknowledge and sincerely thank all those who made this study possible. I think today is their day. And I want also to acknowledge the leadership of many who really supported us in this national endeavor. Our deep gratitude, of course, and thanks goes to the RUW research team, this amazing, fantastic pool of researchers, policymakers that works really tirelessly during these past 2 years to make this possible. I would like, of course, to thank Professor Riyad Hamza, our president of the Royal University for Women, for his unwavering support, faith, and leadership when it comes to championing research and education. First and foremost, the thanks should go to the Ministry of Industry and Commerce for their support. Initiating the study was very important for us. Of course, His Excellency and Her Excellency, the Undersecretary, for honoring us with her presence today. And the research team. So let me just say a few words about who wrote the study, who made it happen, and how we went about this project. And during the panel discussion today, you will be able to really hear about the statistics and how we can make policy making really based on these important findings for Bahrain. I would like to thank, and although she could not be here with us today, Sheikha Doa Al Khalifa, who is the primary designer, editor of the report. You will see, of course, I'm sure you all have downloaded the report by now. She has led the editing, the design, the production, and including the development of illustrations and layout. This made this report really have a distinct character that helped visually showcase the vibrancy of entrepreneurship in Bahrain, both for the national report and the women's report. I would also like to thank Babson Global, who were also our mentor in doing the study. Kim Stanhouse have sent us a small video of 1 minute just to share. She was here in Bahrain back in May, but she couldn't make it today. And also, of course, GEM Global, who make this methodology an internationally recognized one, and all her team. Allow me to also thank Mrs. Sheikh Al-Fadil, our ministry focal point, for her dedication and facilitation when it came to really accessing the resources we needed, but also the partnerships we needed. So thank you very much, Sheikh Al-Fadil. Thank you. Now, I will move just very quickly to the main statistics of the report. I will not unveil everything, so you will keep your attention for the panel discussion. But as you know by now, Bahrain is ranked 7th out of 56 economies worldwide in the National Entrepreneurship Context Index, with a score of 5.77 out of 10. Why is this significant? Of course, Bahrain is in the top 10 globally, but also because it's its first participation in the study. A lot of GCC countries and other countries have participated in the GEM report, and they have been progressing through the years. So if we are already 7th globally, I think we have a very nice future in front of us. Now, regarding the adult population survey, so the APS survey, which is really the big and important part of the study, it showed that 74.9% perceive strong entrepreneurial opportunities in Bahrain. 80% believe that starting a business in Bahrain is easy. And when it comes to women entrepreneurship, we have seen the statistics as well, and it's not surprising in the Kingdom of Bahrain. It shows that 57% of Bahraini women intend to launch a business within the next year, which is more than the rate of men, which is 54%. 63% of women are also confident that they have the skill to start businesses. So this is very good news when it comes to women entrepreneurship specifically. And let's talk about the sustainability and environmental impact of entrepreneurship. 87% of women in early stage entrepreneurship and 93% of women in established women entrepreneurship consistently consider the social and environmental impact in their venture. So I will stop here. I will leave the floor to the amazing panel that we have. I just want to say that next year we will also be leading the study. This is very important for us to have consistent data throughout the years. We open really and we welcome all the partners who would like to be part of the study, who would like to support us also financially, because there is a cost to the study. Finally, I would like to say that we at the Royal University for Women and as the research center, and I'm saying this in the presence of the advisory board of the research center and also all the entrepreneurs that were part of the report, we are really keen to advance partnerships between academia, industry, of course the public sector. So we are here really to advance data and research and show and highlight the kingdom's successes at the global level. So thank you so much. And I will call now Dr. Nihal on stage. And before we have the panel discussion, we will ask the IT to just show us the videos. I think we have two video messages from Dr. Kim Stanhouse and Dr. Eileen from GEM Global.
Hello, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, GEM colleagues. It's a pleasure to address you today at the launch of this first GEM Bahrain National Report. Since its foundation in 1999 as a joint initiative between Babson College in the United States and London Business School in the UK, Global Entrepreneurship Monitor has evolved into the world's most authoritative research project on entrepreneurship, leaving an indelible mark on academic, policy, and business communities alike. Having celebrated GEM's 25th anniversary last year, let us recall that GEM began with an ambitious mission to understand and measure entrepreneurship on a global scale. At a time when entrepreneurship was often overlooked as a driver of economic growth, GEM pioneered research that illuminated the essential role entrepreneurs play in creating jobs, driving innovation, and boosting local economies. GEM initially started with just 10 pioneering participating countries, but over a quarter of a century later, GEM has included more than 120 additional economies spanning every continent on the planet. Over the past quarter of a century, GEM has provided insights into the nuanced dynamics of entrepreneurship in both developed and developing economies. It has helped policymakers understand how economic conditions, regulatory frameworks, and cultural attitudes shape entrepreneurial outcomes. This has directly influenced national and regional policies that foster entrepreneurship. The 2024-25 GEM Bahrain report presented here is based on data collected during GEM's 25th anniversary year. The data is carefully compiled into analysis in this report, making it an invaluable tool for policymakers, educators, and investors seeking to support entrepreneurial ecosystems in Bahrain. GEM Bahrain is a new member of the GEM consortium, a very welcome one. And armed with GEM data, this team's impact on entrepreneurship can be transformative, empowering countless individuals, communities, and regions to recognize and harness the potential of entrepreneurial activity. Looking to the future, GEM will remain more relevant than ever. In an era defined by rapid technological change, environmental and social challenges, and rapidly shifting global markets, entrepreneurship will continue to be a critical driver of innovation and growth. Entrepreneurship is and will increasingly be a key contribution to critically needed solutions for the challenges of the future. GEM Bahrain will undoubtedly continue to play a leading role in shaping how we understand and support this vital sector, both in Bahrain and in the world. Congratulations to the whole GEM Bahrain team for their outstanding work, which led to today's launch of this seminal report. Have a very good event, everybody. Good day. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and honored participants, Your Excellency, I'm truly sorry to have missed this celebration of the Kingdom of Bahrain's first annual Global Entrepreneurship Monitor report launch. Congratulations to the team. This is a tremendous feat, one that has taken great commitment from your institution, your scholars, and the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. I am the director of the Babson Global Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership, BGCEL, whose mission it is to promote a sustainable entrepreneurial leadership culture in Saudi and the surrounding region. To advance our mission, BGCEL facilitates entrepreneurship research, education, and outreach initiatives across various sectors. A flagship of our portfolio is the GEM project in Saudi Arabia. We are currently in the midst of data collections for our 10th consecutive report for the kingdom, and we know the impact of this project. The data and lessons have been integrated into national policy to fulfill Vision 2030, to produce research around the world, and to inform the government and ecosystem players of opportunities and spaces for entrepreneurship to thrive. It has allowed an international audience to see a glimpse of the incredible efforts in the GCC to shift the economy. As Bahrain begins the GEM journey, we know that the data and insights will be invaluable to the ecosystem to enable it to flourish as you pursue great goals in sustainability, fairness, and competitiveness. I have been incredibly honored and grateful to be a part of this journey in your first report in our collaboration with the Research Center at the Royal University for Women. And once again, want to congratulate you on this incredible achievement. Thank you.
And now I would like to invite RUW Bahrain GEM National Research Team and contributing authors to the stage. And please help me welcome Dr. Nihal Najjar, Business Professor and the Acting Manager of the Student Life and the Woman of the Year in Education and Entrepreneurship, as the lead researcher of the national team and panel moderator to share her remarks.
Thank you, Ms. Maha. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, esteemed guests, the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, GEM Bahrain National Research Team, and entrepreneurs. It is a great honor to stand here before you today as a faculty lead and a member of the RUW GEM Bahrain National Research Team on this momentous occasion, the launch of the GEM Bahrain National Report and the special report on women entrepreneurs in Bahrain. This is making a significant milestone for RUW and the Kingdom of Bahrain. I would like to thank Professor Riyad Hamza and the RUW management for their leadership and unwavering support. And I also extend my gratitude to Dr. Christelle Comer, the head of Research Center, and of course the head of the research team for everything that she has provided for this project. True appreciation goes to Dr. Raed Nimr, the Dean of the College of Business and Law, for his continuous support and belief in this research project. Furthermore, I want to take a moment to express
oil can be crude. It's not valuable. When it's processed, when it is transformed into products, it makes energy. It makes us, in this moment, have an electricity and life. View this as an oil for Bahrain, the type of oil that is sustainable, because it's knowledge. Now, I wish to show you the details of the framework. So this slide, hopefully now with the IT assistance, I wish you to see, so of course the hashtags, feel free posting via any of your preferred social channels. These are preferred hashtags. I know we will bombard you with a lot of numbers, but I will try to make it as digested as possible. Now, on this side, when we say that Bahrain was ranked 7th, we mean this side. We mean the ecosystem, Bahrain as a country, Bahrain as a system from the government, from the entrepreneurs, from the population, from the education sector, as well as private sector. So we ranked here as 7th out of the top 10. 5.77 out of 10. The scale is like this. If you imagine from 0 to 10, what is the midpoint? 5. Bahrain was above 5. Who's the top of this version? There were 56 countries. The top was UAE. We were not far away from UAE as well. We were not far and neck to Saudi Arabia, our neighboring country. Now let me give you this question to see how valuable is this. What's the population and area size of Saudi Arabia? What's the population and area size of UAE? What's the population and area size of Bahrain? Bahrain, with this population size and area, which is not comparable to Saudi Arabia and UAE, was the 3rd in the GCC. I would be honest with you. Usually policymakers are afraid of sharing transparently indicators about the country because they think it could be not given the right message. But here we're given the context of this framework, so you get the right message. I'm not saying Bahrain is super in all of the indicators. No, no one can be perfect. But I'm saying we are celebrating today these prestigious ranks, but let's also remember ourselves and let's also work and respond to those areas which we didn't perform well. And we have the floor of learning from our colleagues in the GCC, in the MENA sector, and in the world. So in the chapter, you will see we are insisting on comparing Bahrain to all GCC, to Jordan, to Morocco, to UK, and to US. In certain indicators, we compared ourselves to also European countries. Estonia, for example. Now let's come and see each chapter, where does it fit? So already I have the chapter, so I need to go here. So chapter 1, I know it's a lengthy report. Chapter 1, and I think I should come here. So chapter 1 talks about social, culture, political, and economic context. It's an index called In the Research, and I insist on repeating the word research, and I mean research that solves a problem. I don't mean research that brings in new ideas only. Okay? So this is the index. They call it the National Entrepreneurship Ecosystem Index. And then we come to chapter 2. What are the motives for entrepreneurs to become entrepreneurs? Societal values about entrepreneurship. What we found in Bahrain, all of the indicators are self-intrinsic. So aiming for living and having income, not having a high level of fear of becoming an owner of a business, as well as the motivation of the family legacy. So in Bahrain, we're not different than the whole world. So this is humane aspects. We are similar to other world, nothing special. Chapter 3, let me find chapter 3. So chapter 3 start talking about indicators of GEM, which are TEA, EBO, EEA. Now, you will familiarize with the terminology, but early stage entering the entrepreneurship, which means before reaching to 3 years of your business, this is a very core indicator in entrepreneurship as per this framework. We had a high percentage of those who open a business. The percentages are very lovely. Established business, which means more than 7 years passed and you are still existing. We have a small portion of enterprises in Bahrain that are established. So what is the story here? The story is we get a lot of motivation and a lot of good support from the ecosystem to start a business. However, over time, when we reach 3.5 years, when we reach definitely 7 years, we cannot continue. We exit the market. We face a lot of challenges of continuity. And this is very normal across the world. However, if our policy is we only motivate individuals to become entrepreneurs, is this going to be useful for the socio-economic development and for creating jobs and creating value added to the economy? You answer me. What's your answer? Is it good? Less than 3 years, we disappear from the market. No more jobs, no more value added to the economy. So it's not good. We call in the report for forming a policy that focuses on helping Bahrainis to sustain. which means in numbers, staying in the market for more than 7 years. If you reach more than 7 years, with a great extent, you will be sustainable. You will continue. You have faced more than 7 years of cycles. Now, let's look into chapter 4 now. Chapter 4 starts talking about demographics. We have governorates, 4 governorates. We have gender, we have age, we have education. We have a lot of variables, psychological and demographical motivations. And we give the breakdown of them in the report. So you know the total for Bahrain, you know the breakdown for each one of them. Each one of you, you are an entrepreneur, you are a student, you are a researcher, you are in the government, you are in an NGO for business or enterprises. These are going to help you what to do more, who needs the support more, what is the support needed. So we made the breakdown in order for you to get this value and insight. Coming to chapter 5, now we will talk about what is the impact of the entrepreneurs. Impact by prospects for growth. Impact of innovation. Is your product innovative? Is your process innovative? So if you are interested about innovation, this is the chapter you should look into. And I do call as one of the recommendations, and our colleagues in the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, I think they will fulfill this recommendation. GEM data is used to support the Global Innovation Index, but it doesn't happen automatically. There should be a collaboration. You take the data from the GEM team and you use it for measuring Global Innovation Index. This will improve Bahrain Global Innovation Index. I do sincerely call on behalf of the team to improve Bahrain Global Innovation Index position. So it's 2 in 1. It's not only GEM, it's also GII. Now, market scope. Are you going to stay in your market or are you going to extend your market? Are you going to employ more people, more employees? Are you going to grow or not? So this is chapter 5. Chapter 6. Look at the names: nascent, new established business, and those who exit the market. Now, it is normal in economics that companies exit the market. It's not a bad indicator all the time. It's a good indicator if you are selling your small enterprise and getting a good investment. It is not a good sign if you are exiting and no one is benefiting from it in the economy. So we distinguish these two things in the business exit. Discontinuity is one of the aspects investigated in the report. Nascent means less than 3.5, new between 3.5 to less than 10, established 10 and above. So you see, we're looking at the entrepreneurial activity by phase. We're looking into it by impact or by type. Now let's go to chapter 7, 8, and 9, and I will finish here. Chapter 7, chapter 8, chapter 9, they look into the macro level. All of these enterprises, they're supposed to create new jobs now. So we ask how many you are employing now and how many you are going to employ in the future. So we can do a lot of forecasting here. Is Bahrain economy going to grow or it's going to stay the same? Also, what is the value added that you are adding to the economy? And finally, what's the socio-economic development? Throughout the chapters, you will see sometimes we are bringing aspects from the National Expert Survey, but most of chapters 2 onward are based on the Adult Population Survey. Now, I will end here. No one asked, so these are the numbers. When I was talking about 55.7, who are owning business less than 3 to 0.5 years. But look at them when they reach to firm birth, when they reach to persistence, it's only 1.5. No comparison with that. 55.7 compared to 1.5. Now, there are two arguments here. I should be very honest, because we did discuss with entrepreneurs these insights. One argument is, this is because absence of policy, we focus on entry level of enterprises. We might change our policy to say, let's focus more on those who are 10 years or more. The other argument says, this is natural. Any economy has got this phenomenon. Because only those who are the good ones, the excellent ones, they remain. So this is debatable. I'm not saying we will agree with one argument or the other. Both of them are rationale. Okay? Now, these are the facts. This is evidence-based. His Royal Highness, the Prime Minister, Crown Prince, encourages to a great extent evidence-based. Okay, so do we trust these data, or you are just crunching data to us? The answer, this is more than credible. National Expert Survey is administered by Babson College. Individuals who are experts are rotated every year. Not the same people, they remain in every year. By the system of GEM, quarter of them will be changed every year. So this is to say, this is of quality. This is a convenient sample, but it is enough to give us the index. Now let's come back to the adult population survey. Thank you very much for Dirasa. They did a very great job. This is a nationally representative sample. 2,300 and more are the sample size, the respondents. Minimum is 2,000. In Bahrain, we insisted to exceed the minimum number. And we will always insist on exceeding the minimum number. In Saudi Arabia this year, they are reaching to 10,000 respondents. Why we are increasing? Because it allows us to do breakdown analysis at governorate level. So this is Bahrain as a whole. If we wish to do or at governorate level or gender-wise, we are allowed to do that. Now, the period is important also, from August to September. This is the cycle of GEM. Always it's in the same time. Margin of error, just to give you the precision of these data indicators, plus or minus 2%. So 98% we have confidence in these indicators that they are accurate. Now, descriptive level was there, inferential level was there. So we gave advanced statistics in the report. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jalal. Of course, it has been a bit long, but it was much needed since this is the first time the research study has been conducted in Bahrain, and some of the audience might or might not have learned about the methodology, the origin, the background, the process, how we have conducted it. So thank you so much. This has been really informative. Our speaker now, or panelist or co-author, she is the Director of SME Development at the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, with 10 years of experience in banking and 9 years in public sector and service. She has significantly advanced SME growth, developing financing programs and leading initiatives like Export Bahrain. Her leadership focuses on enhancing the competitiveness and market access of SMEs, fostering and enabling ecosystem for entrepreneurship in Bahrain. So we have today Ms. Sheikha Abdullah Al-Fadil. The first question to you, being part of this amazing research, how do you see the key insights from Bahrain's GEM 2024 GEM data, especially on digital adoption and AI perception among entrepreneurs?
Thank you, Dr. Nihal. I will take this opportunity, of course, to thank the Royal University for Women to adopt the opportunity to present Bahrain efforts within the GEM report 2024-2025. And I can't miss to thank Dr. Crystal because she was the hero behind coordinating all those efforts, and of course, all the team and researchers. Of course, when we speak about the Kingdom of Bahrain, we are happy today to see that Bahrain ranked as 7 within 56 economies. I have worked on the innovation, AI and entrepreneurship chapter, and for a reason. I have chosen this chapter for a reason, because we are working aggressively within Team Bahrain, not only the ministry, but within all the stakeholders to improve innovation and AI adoption, digitization within small and medium enterprises. Why is that? Because it's the future. Without innovation, economic growth will be slowed down, and we know that AI adoption is a must. And Bahrain has the report, the GEM report, has shown a significant number that even within the startups, that the number is startups adoption is 64%. Which is great. And for the data analytics, it's 73%. Of course, they are higher than the established businesses for a reason, because the startups is easily, let's say, adopting digitization, innovation. They are new in the market, as Dr. Jalal has said. Referring to the GEM report and how it improves the GII, which is the Global Innovation Index. I'm happy to share this for the first time. Maybe you didn't read the report, but I have been informed yesterday that the GII 2025 has been released yesterday. And Bahrain has an improved 10 ranks from 72
Big
to
clap.
62. So, but of course, we are in a race, because innovation requires a lot from Bahrain. We need to, as we are improving, there are other countries that are running in order to improve, especially with the innovation. And every day we hear about new policies, a new invention that can change the way that business they are thinking. And therefore, we have a lot of efforts within the government. We are now currently, let's say, from the government perspective. I'm sorry, Dr. Nihal, I know that
Please,
I need
thank you.
to stay on the chapter, but I have to speak
No,
from
thank
the
you for
government
sharing.
position, as we are now working on the new SME roadmap, and we are focusing heavily on digitization and AI adoption within small and medium enterprises. Of course, we have ranked as 7 this year. But of course, we will be aiming to be on the top 3 worldwide, and we will require your assistance to do that in the coming few years. So when we speak about innovation and digital adoption, of course, Bahrain has a lot to offer, especially with the infrastructure. Bahrain has the 5G, as we have see in the Bahrain is the first nation that has adopted 5G within the region, and has the cybersecurity law in order to give the trust to small and medium enterprises, to private sector, in order to adopt digitization within their businesses.
Thank you for sharing, and of course sharing the innovation index as well. It just highlights and emphasizes the consistency of data, and how all of the data, when they're put together, they reflect the true state of entrepreneurship, innovation, and development in Bahrain. Now, maybe you can reflect on the GEM data in the report and your journey with the research project.
Of course, regarding the GEM data, of course, I don't have the whole numbers regarding the innovation, but when we speak about international level, we have compared Bahrain with Estonia. And we have selected Estonia for a reason, because Estonia is very advanced in technology adoption. And we are proud to say that Bahrain was better than Estonia in 2 parts, in AI training and in institutional support. Which is something that we have to be proud of. We are not more competing, we are ahead of most of the high-income countries. And that's why we are celebrating here today. And if that was reflected in the report, it reflects the efforts of Team Bahrain, not only the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, but we should say there are a lot that we should improve and work on. And I can't reveal a lot, but we are currently working on order to improve all of those numbers and taking into consideration all the data that has been included within the GEM survey.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. We won't tap on these, but maybe we'll ask you about recommendations, general recommendations afterwards. Thank you, Ms. Sheikha. We have another author, key contributor to the GEM report. Unfortunately, she was not able to be with us today, Dr. Rania Nefa. And basically, she's an associate professor and expert in management and entrepreneurship with 26 years of experience. She emphasizes experiential learning, and she has led several innovation projects within Egypt, UAE, and Saudi Arabia, Canada, and Bahrain. She advocates for inclusive and sustainable entrepreneurship, particularly women's participation, while mentoring students and advising on ecosystem policy. Mr. Rommel, can you share with us the presentation? She recorded just 3 slides for you to share the highlights of her contribution and the key findings that she came across.
Welcome, everyone. It's truly a pleasure and an honor to join you all today and be part of today's conversation. I'm actually excited and thrilled to reflect together on this important topic and share insights and learn from your experiences and perspectives as we explore together the results of GEM Bahrain 2024-2025. So, to start off, Bahrain's entrepreneurial scene in 2024 isn't just thriving, it's literally buzzing with energy and opportunity. Now, imagine being in this packed auditorium where nearly 3 out of 4 Bahrainis, which is an impressive 74.9%, see a real chance of building something new in the next 6 months. And this is what the results tell us. Now, the confidence doesn't stop it here. 60.4% of the people believe that they have the skills and experience and the know-how to build something new and to launch a business. And that's also remarkable. The ease of startup, 80.2% agree that it's extremely easy to get started. And it's like the country is cheering for itself and it's giving its entrepreneurs an opportunity. Now, let's add a twist, or let's add another layer. What about the gender gap that exists in many places? Well, in Bahrain, that is not the case. Women are flipping the script and they're writing their own narrative. Not only are they 5.6 percentage points more likely than men to know an entrepreneur, meaning that they have more people in their circle that actually have started a business, but they outpace men by 7.9 percentage points when it comes to seeing opportunities, and by 4.2 points in believing in their own capabilities. Now, these percentage points are literally the gaps that show the real difference between the two groups on a same scale. So it's basically like saying that the women are not just keeping up, but they're literally pulling ahead. Now, if we add or if we look at the regional lens states that Bahrain compares impressively to its neighbors like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, and they both score high for opportunity and ease of startup. But the only pinch point is that fewer Bahrainis personally know entrepreneurs compared to these other countries, obviously Saudi Arabia and the UAE. And so that's basically an open invitation where we could light up the local lens even more by amplifying the mentoring, the networking, and the storytelling, especially with the rising new generation and the ambitious women. So basically, in short, Bahrain isn't just riding the entrepreneurship wave, it's literally leading the charge with women. Welcome, everyone.
Of course, we have more
So
findings.
now let's dive into some powerful insights from Bahrain's entrepreneurship system, where social and environmental responsibility aren't just buzzwords. They're literally baked into the way the businesses operate in Bahrain. Now, first, virtually everyone in Bahrain's entrepreneurial community is considering social responsibility. As you can see here, 86.35% of total early stage entrepreneurial activity, entrepreneurs, and 86.4% of the established business entrepreneurs say that it matters to them when making business decisions. On the environmental front, a robust 79.69% of your total early stage entrepreneurs and 79.3% of our established business owners are actually thinking actively about their impact on the planet when they launch their running ventures. Now, it doesn't stop only at the good intentions. More than half are taking concrete actions to reduce their carbon footprints, with 56.2%, as you can see here, of our total early stage entrepreneurs and 54.4% of our established business owners reporting personal steps in lessening the environmental harm. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. Bahrain startup culture also scores 5.82% out of 10 in terms of supporting finance in the green area or in the rising green economy or the green field and its enforcement. Obviously, that may not be high enough, but there's definitely clear enthusiasm. But this gap is obviously a sign for policymakers that there should be more initiatives to support and finance new green businesses. Now, when compared to the heavyweights in green finance, like the UAE and Saudi Arabia, Bahrain is slightly behind in rolling out these sustainable implementation practices. But that being said, the kingdom is ahead of many other MENA region peers, suggesting that it's definitely on the right track and that it's poised for greater impact with more investment and stronger policies in the future. Now, what does this mean for the future? It means that we can imagine an environment where nearly every entrepreneur in Bahrain gives serious thought to their business's social and ecological footprint. And most are already taking these steps, whether they're big or small. Also, to make a difference, Bahrain's culture is extremely supportive, and it's truly unlocking its green potential. So in the next chapter, basically decision makers and policy makers perhaps require accelerated thought of helping businesses access green finance and enforcing basically tighter regulations so that there can be lasting change on the sustainability and the environmental front.
Thank you, Dr. Rania. Wished, of course, to have you here with us. Hope this was, again, reflected some of the insights from the report. We had really amazing researchers, an additional researcher focusing on the women report, Dr. Sumaya Hashim. She's a Bahraini academic with research interests in entrepreneurship, family business, and strategic management. She has published in highly ranked academic journals and co-authored with world-renowned scholars. She has international experience in Sweden, Saudi Arabia, Ireland, and Bahrain, holding PhD in business administration. She has taught various graduate and undergraduate courses, notably launching the first university-level family business management course at Al Faisal University in Saudi Arabia, and she also serves as a family business consultant. Dr. Sumaya, lovely having you today. And of course, publishing an award-winning literature review about women in the Journal of Entrepreneurship and Regional Development, mapping the women's entrepreneurship in the GCC. Can you share some of the key insights and themes that emerged from your research?
Thank you. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here today. it was really interesting to work with such a dedicated and hardworking team to launch this first report about women entrepreneurs in Bahrain. And has been my passion, where I've been focusing on it for doing my PhD and my research. So when I did the literature review, I think I can summarize it. I can summarize the evolution of what has been studied about women entrepreneurs in the region in 3 phases. So the first initial research that has been published about women entrepreneurs in this part of the world was very descriptive, focusing mainly on the challenges, as if women don't have an agency in changing the context. So that was the first phase, and we saw a lot of publications from that part that was important to show what are the different challenges that exist. Then we saw a different wave coming up, where we actually see scholars still focusing on challenges, but see how women are actually overcoming these challenges. What are they doing? What strategies do they have or do they take in order to overcome these different challenges? So in the second phase, we see that the women have some agency. But I think what's more interesting is now the new research that's coming out, and we see that this type of research is now being published in even higher rank journal. What is different about this wave of research? It recognizes that women are not only having agency, but they are actually contributing in building their context, in shaping their context, in changing what are the different experiences that they have. And I think this is what's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on, because what we see is a lot of research now coming from this part of the world, actually challenging a lot of assumptions that has been done about women from this part of the world.
Thank you so much. So can you please reflect on the findings that you came across from the GEM national report, or the women version of the report?
Yes, so when I was working on this report, and when I saw the different findings and what was shared now during the panel discussion, and I see that from a researcher point of view, so what grabs me is what's next? How can we move ahead with this report now at hand? Just like Dr. Jalal mentioned, that this is oil, right? How can we make use of this oil knowledge that we have? And I think there are so many different avenues that has been highlighted in this report. For instance, you see that exit, again, was mentioned by Dr. Jalal. Exit, we see in this report that women tend to exit due to family reasons. That's not bad, but we want to understand what's the motive behind it. What is it in the family? Can we help them? Or is it more that they feel more fulfilled to take care of the family? And that's, again, not a bad thing. But that could cater for a new path of research to better understand women's choices and how they map out their life. Another interesting aspect would be, the report mentioned that more and more women are expecting or wanting to join and lead family businesses. This is huge, because family businesses in this part of the world, which is different from many other aspects in the world, family businesses here established with the generation of oil. So we have very kind of new family businesses that are now going through a very critical age or stage, from second generation to third generation. And taking on this leadership is also critical. So I think there is a very interesting research avenue to see, okay, women taking on this new challenge, how are they doing that? And what change or improvement or aspects do they bring to family business? And I have much more ideas to reflect on, but I think this GEM report kind of puts the seeds for new research avenues.
Do you see any, so there are lots of opportunities for women in GCC and, of course, in this context in Bahrain?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Amazing. Dr. Kissel.
having worked also on and drafted the report, just wanted to add to what Dr. Sumaya said, the family contact. So one of the recommendation that we had in the report is to really look at the family dynamics and to give an example of how this is reflected also in Bahrain. So the national plan that was just announced by the Supreme Council for Women really highlight this. So this is really the added value we have in Bahrain, is that we consider women in all her environments, and the family environment is one that is very important. So this is also reflected on in the report. And going forward, this should be also one of the strengths we can highlight internationally, as you said, because we have a lot of westernized views of women in the region. So it's good that we have a two-way conversation when it comes to that point.
Thank you, Dr. Christelle. Sheikh Al-Fadil, would you like to add something?
Of course, what has been done is really great, and all what has been heard from the authors and from the researchers. What's next? This is the most important. And as Dr. Jalal said, we need to invest on those data and plan our future. As I said, if we are walking, the other is in a race, they are running. And we need to have an ambitious to have Bahrain within the top 3 within the next few years. And inshallah, we will do it. I'm sure with Team Bahrain that we can do it. And of course, with innovation and digitization, there is a lot to be done, a lot of gaps to be fulfilled, whether from policy side, regulations, as things are evolving. And of course, GEM has facilitated the way in order for us to take this data and fulfill the gaps that is needed. Thank you.
Dr. Sumaya?
Meki, again, from a researcher point of view, I think this is also a very interesting research avenue, that AI, not only adopting AI, but what are women enrolled in creating businesses that are based on AI? So business models with AI in it, and how are they doing that? And just like the report has shown, that women in this part of the world are very tech savvy compared to the rest of the world. So I think another interesting research avenue there.
Excellent. Dr. Jalal?
I think as a conclusion, I would have these practical recommendations. I really wish to see a dashboard online that shows and makes all the indicators of the GEM 2024 available for everybody, accessible for everybody in Bahrain and the globe. Let's turn this report into a lived report. Dashboard with the AI tools now can happen in no time. Why it's important? Because it should be accessible to everybody. From my perspective, I could be focusing on research, but there are other perspectives. I could be focusing on age. I could be focusing on governorate. I could be focusing on policy making. I could be focusing on evaluating a policy. So I do call for students, practitioners, to turn this report into a dashboard. Second, media. I wish to see podcasts about this, YouTube videos about it. Let's make it a talk. Let's make it lived through media. Third, not only 3 or 5 research ideas, as we discussed earlier in the panel. With the team, I think we had more than 12 research ideas available for master students, PhD students, practical and applied researchers. So reach out to us. The data is for you. We would be trying to utilize the data to a great extent. Let's see the return on investment. The investment made in this is huge. Time and money. Please, let's have a return on investment higher than the rank of Bahrain as third or seventh. Let's have one top high return on investment for this. And thank you.
Thank you, panelists. Of course, this is a moment of pride and joy. Me personally, as a researcher in entrepreneurship and being part of the ecosystem, this moment it has been long awaited. It's a dream that really truly came into realization. I'm really proud to be part of this project and reflecting the strong and empowering ecosystem of Bahrain, living this throughout the years and finally having this well documented. And again, it is a celebration of the achievements, celebration of having it as a reference for everyone. But again, even for areas of improvement and recommendations is a celebration because there is a lot to be done. So this is your role, each one of you. And again, we call for whoever would like to do research or be part of the research, they have to reach out, Dr. Kristel, Dr. Raed, Professor JP, research of our group of researchers and the national team. So looking forward to more collaborations. We are open for this. We're looking for that. We're calling for that. And we're here because of you and because of each and every endeavor of each entrepreneur, policymaker, government, as well as public and private entities. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. Open discussion or question and answer. First of all, I'd like to thank you very much. This is really a moment to be cherished and celebrated. My name is Dr. Abd Hassan Deri, the chairman of Bahrain Civil Society, and this is a very long-awaited report and initiative to be taken in Bahrain. I'm so glad and raise the cap or hat for the team and for the university and for the team of Bahrain. How to get this into action? What is next? How can we invest in this? And you know, when we talk about or think of the ROI, return on investment, from my side, from our side, the SMEs society, I would love to have a seminar on this into action with the entrepreneurs, with the SMEs owners, ASAP, before end of the month. And I look for your cooperation in this. And I wonder, is Tamkeen collaborating in this or not? Because I think Tamkeen has got a lot to do. And second question, Tamkeen had a very good initiative like 10 or 20 years ago, which was the innovation conference. And I highly recommend that it comes back. Yes, Yarmo? I think Tamkeen can have a lot to do on this. I'm saying Yarmo because you had a big hand in that. So let's do it all together. Of course, Ministry of Industry and Commerce also is doing a lot in this. But for Bahrain, I think we need to do for the innovation and from our side, all the support needed. We have our international conference coming soon in November, and probably this can be a new addition. In one of the sessions, we can add the GIM report, statistics or report. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think we can discuss of a date for the seminar.
Yes.
Let's do that.
The earlier, the better.
Yes.
And
yes.
both. I think the seminar before end of the month. Today is 15th, so we have 2 weeks to run.
Exactly.
And we are ready for it. We can schedule a day and a date, not next week, but the week after.
Inshallah.
If it is all fine for you, and we mean it, we are always in action. I can see so many of you are speakers previously in our seminars. So you are all supporters for SMEs and entrepreneurs. And I would right from now say maybe Tuesday, not next week, not this week, but next week. Thank you.
Inshallah. Thank you so much for. Yes.
More?
First of all, my compliments to the team on a big achievement. Secondly, my recommendation to my esteemed colleague, Mr. Abdel Hussein, please give it a bit more than 2 weeks because these things need to be prepared properly. As somebody who's been looking at the entrepreneurship ecosystem and the private sector development in the Gulf for a long time, what I see from the data that Jalal, you very kindly showed to us, and apologies if, as usual, I managed to be a little blunt, I don't mean to offend anybody, is a little bit concerning in the sense that I see a fireworks show rather than a functioning airport. So what I mean is I see a lot of energy, enthusiasm, interest in entrepreneurship that ultimately fails to translate into the economic impact that it could have, which of course, in some ways we've achieved with flying colors stage A, and that's no mean achievement. We have not made much headway into stage B. Now, since I'm in the company of academically minded people, let me float a hypothesis by you, and then I'd like to see if anything that you have seen in the survey actually confirms any of this, or maybe I'm just hallucinating. But the two main issues that I see between A and B is a governance problem, which is partly cultural, and a financing problem. What I mean by the governance problem is that you talked about sustaining businesses. Now, for a business to be sustained, it needs to be sustainable. It needs to be a properly designed and thought out business around a solid idea that the market can support. If it isn't, then with respect, no amount of digitization, no amount of anything else will help. It may alleviate, but it will not fix the problem. And of course, we still have the pandemic of one man, one woman shows, not a lot of collaboration. The financing issue, we all know there's an issue. Access to finance, any survey you look at, this is problem number one. But when we have an issue with access to finance, what happens is old habits die hard. People go for business ideas that are simple, low OPEX, low CAPEX. In other words, retail, beauty salons, coffee shops, cupcake bakeries, etc., etc. Not because they love to do this, but because this is all they have the resources for. And who knows, it might just fly. The problem is this worked in an environment when we had strong population growth, strong increase in government spending, the cost of capital was low, etc., etc. Now, these two issues need focus, and I'd be curious to see whether the survey results tell us anything about where the entrepreneurs and others see potential solutions. What would help to get from A to B? Thank you.
Both hypotheses are supported, so the report confirms both hypotheses. We have a challenge of governance, we have a challenge of finance. Now, this is the first edition of Bahrain GEM report, and we have seen the other countries' first editions. It's not different. Longitudinal, we should be progressing better. So we are very transparent of what we have celebrated, and we are also aware about where we need to improve. I would always refer to the report with these two eyes. Your right eye is the celebratory eye. We do deserve to celebrate. This is Bahrain branding. This is to congratulate and appreciate Bahrain team. But let's look into the left eye as well. We have things to do. We should improve the governance. Let me give you a simple example now in the financing sector. Why do you think we are having mergers between banks? What do you expect after the merger of the banks? Are they going to treat the financing of entrepreneurs similar to 30 years ago? I here really call for those who are leaders in the financial sector to look seriously into this. You are merging to become better in availing money. Become better by studying the financing issues in GEM Bahrain 2024. I sincerely wish this to reach to the financial sector leaders. Governance, we can help with it from higher education point of view. You could do curriculums for this. Government could do something to support by a little bit updating the laws and regulations and the policies. And I really wish to always remember my friends Amin Sharqawi, who was the UN leader here in Bahrain, and he was the resident. He says, we love Bahrain as UN agencies. Why? Because Bahrain, when it's faced by a problem, it solves it by creating a policy. I'm banking on Bahrain team to adjust their policies, to support governance, improving the effectiveness of governance, and also to ask the financial sector leaders to change their way of financing. We are in 2025 now. You are becoming bigger. So please change. I don't want to give names of good banks because I would be biased in a way or another. But this is a strong message I think we could say from the report insights. Let's call for improving the financial sector in Bahrain. It used to be good 4 decades ago, or more than 4 decades ago. Let's make it good now.
Just wanted to add for your question. So I'll invite you to read the recommendations in the report. So there is a recommendation part, and of course, access to finance was one of the subjects. And I should say that the easy thing in Bahrain was to reach out to governmental entities, the financing also entities, to share with them the data. So this is why we are really highlighting the importance of such reports to really get everyone on board on analyzing the state of affairs. Thanks.
Can I just say one thing in defense of bankers, which I usually don't, but for bankers to engage, and I think they ought to do much, much more, they also need to see bankable projects. And companies with wafer-thin margins in overcrowded market segments, weighed down by diseconomies of scale, this is not a bankable project, with all due respect.
Thank you very much. My name is Abdurrahim Abdullah Fakhru. I am the Vice President of Bahrain Small and Medium Enterprises. Thank you very much, the team. And this is an excellent report. We've been waiting for it for some time. And now today, we are surprising the world, the region, the MENA countries with this report. Information is power. And if we share this in our system, as Jalal said, this will give us better investment opportunity for foreign direct investment. As a foreigner, I am always looking for transparency and accuracy of the information supplied to me. This is one of the reasons which will help me to take a decision to come to Bahrain and not to go anywhere else. If I have a written law and very transparent information resources. My reflection here today is on Yarmo's comment. We in Bahrain, we should through this report and other reports. Concentrate on industry development, industry investment by innovation. We are always looking at the commercial side, small businesses, but actually we need to for sustainability and to affect the economy immediately, we need to concentrate on small industries, downstream industries. We have opportunities. We have reports lying in Ministry of Industry and Commerce. Some people will say, oh, how you speak about Ministry of Commerce and you are away from them. I've been there for years. I have seen all the reports. They are still there, and they have even better reports. And Sheikha today brought for us the AI, which will make that all very easy to go in and do the project. But we need the young people, the new investors, as Yarmo mentioned, to go for industrialization downstream, and the sectors are there. For petrochemical industries and aluminium, we are country number one almost in aluminium. Why we cannot see youngsters producing this? Just returned from China. They give us opportunity to be producing. Tell me, they want to be shareholder with us in Bahrain, and they bring the technology for drones, for example. They want to produce drones from Bahrain. If anybody interested in this project, I will give him all the documents and robots. Anybody interested, I have the request and I will pass it to him, to her. So this is what we need to do. We need to emphasize, concentrate on industrialization. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And of course, the discussion is never over. Can we have the rest of the questions or discussions outside during, like you will have some networking. We're going to be here for some time. Thank you again for joining us today. And thank you for being part of that. Thank you, panelists and researchers. And looking forward to building upon the findings and recommendations. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
بقول لك